This is a former United States President, Donald J. Trump. However, this image isn't real, it's AI generated. However, they say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and in this case, 34 counts.
Donald Trump has become the first former US president to face criminal prosecution.
President Trump, will you please answer questions? How did you plead, President Trump?
How exactly did we get here? Let's start from the beginning. On March 30th, 2023, the New York State Supreme Court issued an order that unsealed the fact that a Manhattan grand jury had returned an indictment charging Donald J. Trump with 34 counts of falsifying business records. This made Donald J. Trump the first American president to be indicted. It all started with the 2016 presidential elections. In June 2015, Donald J. Trump announced his candidacy for the President of the United States of America. The Republican candidate, Donald J. Trump, established an intricate web with the sole aim of identifying and purchasing information about himself to suppress its publication and present an angelic candidate that would be beneficial with the electoral prospects. To achieve this elaborate scheme, Trump had to tap into a team that comprised of lawyers, CFOs, a media incorporation company, and shell corporations. In August 2015, the Dream Team campaign met at the Trump Towers in New York. At the meeting, Michael Cohen, Trump's lawyer at the time, and the CEO of American Media Incorporation conspired to ensure that the image of Trump was pristine with the members of the public. They endeavored to work on Trump's campaign team, stifling negative stories before their publication. The American media company campaign's manifesto was not only to stifle their clients, that is Trump, negative information, but also embarked on a smear campaign of Trump's competitors. The Doorman Story. The Dream campaign team would eventually have to prove their weight in gold. In or about October 2015, the American Media Incorporation CEO caught wind that a former Trump Tower doorman was attempting to make a quick come-up by selling information that Trump had a secret child that he had fathered out of wedlock. The CEO of the American media company negotiated and signed an exclusivity agreement with the doorman, who was paid $30,000. The American Media Incorporation exclusivity agreement was an agreement to acquire the exclusive rights to the story. Much later, the AMI discovered that the story was just a hoax. However, they didn't release the doorman from the contract until after the presidential election. The AMI proceeded to falsely characterize the entry of this payment in its books and records, including its general ledger. Karen McDougal's scandal. Not before long, another scandal broke out on June 2016, about 5 months before the presidential election. A woman, allegedly Karen McDougal, the Dream Team, comprising of the American Media Incorporation Chief Content Officer and Editor-in-Chief of the National Enquirer, Trump's lawyer Michael Cohen, embarked on a mission, boarded the suppression train with an all-too-well-known destination of procuring her silence through a hefty pay. Trump and his conspirators had a series of discussions of who should pay off Claire McDougal, and the decision culminated in AMI again paying $150,000 to the woman in exchange for her silence. The AMI CEO agreed that Trump or his organization would reimburse AMI. Michael Cohen connived a scheme on how the payment was to be made. He disputed Trump, who wanted to pay the woman off in cash. Therefore, he incorporated a shell company, Resolution Consultants NEC, on or about September 2016, which espoused how the AMI CEO transferred the payment of $125,000 to the Shell Corp. This payment was eventually to be transferred to Karen McDougal's alleged account. AMI was paying to buy the exclusive rights from Karen McDougal to suppress the infidelity that she alleged that she had with Donald J. Trump. However, just after the American Media Incorporation had transferred the money to the Shell Corporation, they reneged on the whole decision. The infamous hush money payment of Stormy Daniels. About a month before the election, on October 7, 2016, there was a media furore after Access Hollywood had obtained a tape recording of Donald J. Trump in his natural state. In the recording, Trump states,
I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy.
However, this wasn't even the bombshell. While this tape recording was making rounds, a further bombshell came to light. An adult film star by the name of Stormy Daniels alleged that she had sexual relations with the defendant while he was married. On October 10, 2016, in a bid to quell the media frenzy and mounting pressure as the election was just a month away, the American Media Incorporation editor-in-chief connived to buy the exclusive rights to Stormy Daniels' leak with Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels' lawyer Michael Avenatti. On October 26, 2016, Michael Cohen established a shell corporation, Essentials Consultants LLC, in which transferred $131,000 from his personal home equity line credit line into that account. On or about October 27, Michael wired $130,000 from his Essentials Consultant LLC account in New York to Michael Avenatti's Stormy Daniels' lawyer account. On January 20, 2017, Donald J. Trump was inaugurated as the President of the United States of America. Shortly after being elected president, Donald J. Trump arranged to reimburse Michael Cohen for the payoff to Stormy Daniels. The Trump Organization CEO requested Michael Cohen to bring a copy of a bank statement from the Essentials Consultants LLC account showing the transfer of payment of $130,000. The Trump Organization CFO agreed on how much was to be reimbursed, which totaled a whopping $420,000. So how exactly did a hash payment of $130,000 total $420,000? Trump Organization CFO first added $50,000 payment to the initial $130,000 for another expense which Michael Cohen had claimed as reimbursement. The CFO again doubled the amount to $360,000 so that Michael Cohen would characterize the payment as income on his tax returns. This means that after Cohen paid 50% on his income taxes, he would be left with $180,000. Finally, he was paid a supplemental year-end bonus that totaled $60,000. I guess now we're all caught up on how he was paid the $420,000. The Trump Organization CFO and Michael Cohen devised another scheme on how to pay off the $420,000. The $420,000 was to be paid off through 12 monthly payments of $35,000 over the course of 2017. Trump Organization falsely characterized the monthly payments as legal fees that was part of a retainer agreement between Trump and his lawyer, Michael Cohen. This, however, was a facade as there was no retainer agreement between Trump and Michael Cohen. To keep up with the charade, Michael Cohen submitted monthly invoices by email pursuant to the retainer agreement. The Trump Organization forwarded each invoice to the accounts payable. The invoices were printed out and marked with accounts payable stamp, and the general ledger code was generated for legal expenses. The first check paid out was paid from the Trump Revocable Trust. Not all checks were paid by the Trump Organization. As of the month of April through December 2017, the checks were personally paid by Trump. Trump signed each of the checks personally and sent them to the Trump Organization, where the checks were maintained in the data system and mailed to Michael Cohen. So how did this elaborate scheme unravel? They say that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and Trump affiliates are not the exception. It wasn't long before the FBI was executing search warrants. On 9th April 2018, the FBI executed a search warrant on Michael Cohen's residences and office. Following the FBI search warrant, Michael Cohen called Trump, who urged him to stay strong. Trump much later tweeted, "Most people will flip if the government lets them out of trouble, even if it means lying or making up stories. Sorry, I don't see Cohen doing that." On June 14, 2018, lawyers affiliated with Trump reached out to Michael Cohen via email, asking him not to cooperate. He wrote, "The whole objective of this exercise for the federal prosecutors is to drain you emotionally and financially until you reach a point that you see them as your only means to salvation." However, the roof caved in as on August 21st, 2018, Michael Cohen pleaded guilty. The next day, Trump, on an angry tirade, tweeted to his followers that they should not retain the services of Michael Cohen. Following Michael Cohen's guilty plea to the felony in connection to the hush money payment to Stormy Daniels and for his active role in American Media Corporation paying off Karen McDougal, or it's alleged, Trump's chain was getting loose as his weakest links were caving in. As on or about September 2018, the American Media Corporation entered into a non-prosecution agreement with U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. In the agreement, the American Media Corporation admitted to paying off Karen McDougal, however, stated that as they bought the exclusive rights, they did not intend to publish the story or disseminate information about it publicly. On December 12, 2018, Michael Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in a federal prison and was ordered to pay a $50,000 fine after pleading guilty to tax evasion and campaign finance violations. On February 26, 2018, he was disbarred from practicing law in the state of New York by the New York Supreme Court Appellate Division. As for Trump's CFO, Allen Weisselberg, he just got released from New York Rikers Island after serving 100 days of his 5-month sentence for tax fraud and other crimes, in which he cut short by signing a plea deal for his release after turning state witness for the prosecution in the Trump's Corporation tax fraud trial.